How's it going, guys? It's been a while. A lot of crazy stuff's been going on. Work has been undergoing a lot of changes. A lot of personal stuff been going on. Today's my first day back. I've been sick for like the last week, so it's been crazy. My voice is still kind of bad, so forgive me for that. The last Kaijudo video we did was me unboxing the entirety of Eye of the Storm. So naturally, the first thing I'd want to upload after that giant video was a deck that could not be played without having Eye of the Storm. In the links below, I will provide you a link to that video, which has everything you'll need to know about getting Eye of the Storm printed up for yourself using a print service and all that stuff. Just as easy as drag and drop. Definitely check that out later. There's been a bunch of you that have already reached out to me saying how much you love it and thanking me for it. And I just want to encourage more people to get their hands on it. So what I have here is a Void Spawn deck. I don't think Void Spawn will ever be really good, but it's kind of a proof of concept. We're going to start things off with 3 copies of Ember Adept. This is a 2/4000 creature that has Protector, and when it enters the battle zone, you can discard a card, and if you do, you can draw a card. This deck is primarily focused on using Clash to recur things back from your graveyard, which is, I think, kind of neat. But again, it's like the whole Clash mechanic is all luck-based, so you want to try and do your best to win those clashes if you can. But this deck is kind of mid-rangey, so it's a lot of trial and error and getting numbers correct. We play 3 copies of Savage Spawn. I know in a previous video I said I really hate this card, but this deck is a Void Spawn deck, and the whole point of this deck is clashing. So, Savage Spawn 2 for 2000. Whenever this creature attacks, you clash to your opponent. If you win the clash, you put the top card of your deck in your mana zone. So, just kind of like a Sprout, but not guaranteed. Next, we play 3 copies of Vicious Coffer. Like I said, this whole deck is kind of based around just getting stuff out from your banished pile to recur back onto the field using monster effects. So, Vicious Coffer is a 3 for 3000 that when it enters the battle zone, you put the top 3 cards of your deck into your discard pile. Our next Void Spawn is 3 copies of Gullet Ghost. It's a 3 for 3000, and whenever this creature attacks, you can clash with your opponent. If you win the clash, your opponent chooses a card in their hand and they have to discard it. So, it's decent. Just hand manipulation is just always nice in general. It's not as strong as Mesmerize, because Mesmerize you get at least look, but it's still something. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Void Primogen. This is a 4 for 4000 Void Spawn that when it enters the battle zone, you can clash with your opponent, and if you win the clash, you can target a non-evolution creature in your discard pile that is level 4 or less and play it for free. So you can, let's say you Vicious Coffer some stuff to the grave, Void Primogen does its thing, get out, Savage Spawn, you can get back out a Gullet Ghost, stuff like that. Just that lower end recursion is going to be pretty nice. We play 3 copies of Reap and Sow because I need a little bit more mana ramp than just a non-consistent attacking Sprout. I feel Reap and Sow is like one of the best ramp resources we have, so I'm going to do that. 3 copies of Infernal Taskmaster. It's been a while since we've shown off this card. 4 for 5000. While it's on the field, all of your creatures have fast attack, and if they attack the turn that they're played using the fast attack, they are banished at the end of the turn. So again, it allows your Void Spawns to start attacking the turn they come in. If they die, cool, you can try and recur them again later. So just kind of simple stuff like that, try and get some ramp going pretty quickly. So next we have some of the Clash Tactics cards. So we play 3 copies of Little Hissy. It's a 5 for 3000. It has the ability Clash Tactics. If you reveal this card for a clash, it counts as a level 10 creature. which is pretty cool because there's not too terribly many cards that are above level 10. And if you are a turn player and you clash, even if it is a tie, you win the clash. So if they match your Hissy with, I don't know, Cassiopeia, I'm pretty sure that's level 10. It's been a while, dude. You're still going to win the clash. Its other effect is when you play this creature, you can choose a creature. Sorry, your opponent has to choose a creature. And if it has blocker, it's banished. If they don't have a creature that has blocker, this creature breaks one of their shields instead. So you either get rid of something stopping you, or you get rid of a shield, which is pretty nice. We play 3 copies of Chief Headstrong Wanderer. It has the same Clash Tactics ability for revealed. It's level 10. And when you play it, it's basically a Bronze Arm Tribe. So it's a 5 for 5,000 Bronze Arm Tribe that counts as a level 10 when revealed for Clash. It's pretty good. You, of course, have to play 3 copies of Vang the Restless Plague. This card was going to be, I feel, latter levels of play. If it were to have been released. 6 for 6,000 Void Spawn with Double Breaker. When this creature enters the battle zone and whenever it attacks, you can target a creature and it gets minus 3,000 power until the end of the turn. And then you can clash with your opponent, and if you win the clash, all of their creatures get minus 1,000 power. So, let's say you play Vang and you have an Infernal Taskmaster out. Summon Vang, do minus 1,000 or minus 3,000 to a creature, and then you clash. If you win the clash, that creature is now minus 4,000. Everything else is minus 1,000. And then, since you have Infernal Taskmaster out, you can attack and then do that all again. So, in theory, you could do a minus 8,000 to one creature if all of the odds are stacked in your favor. It's pretty good. I mean, minus 3,000 on itself is pretty decent. So, yeah, Vang would have been really good when it's seen a lot of play in the future. We play 3 copies of Mephalgus the Tormentor. This is basically a better version of Void Primogen. It's a 6 for 6,000 with Double Breaker. And I cannot read this card because of the glare. Whenever this creature attacks, you may clash with your opponent. And if you win the clash, you can take any non-evolution creature from your discard pile and summon it for free. So if you could swing with this, win the clash, summon back a Vang. Anything that will be shown after this you can play. It's just pretty good. It's a fantastic card. Highly recommend. We also play 2 copies of Necro's Nightmare Bloom. This card is just really good. When it enters the battle zone, you choose a creature in your discard pile and return it to your hand. And then you may put a non-evolution creature that's level 5 or less from your hand into the battle zone. So, again, it's just a free recursion that for anything that's like level 5 or less, then you can just play it for free. This card is just really good. 6 for 3,000. It's kind of decent. Next, we play 3 copies of Shagathar. This card can arguably not be used in the deck, but it is a way to cheat out Void Spawns from your hand. It's a 7 for 5,000 with Fast Attack, and whenever this creature attacks, you can clash to your opponent. And if you win the clash, you can put a non-evolution Void Spawn creature from your hand into the battle zone. So, you win the clash, you can play Mephalgus, you could play Vang, just stuff like that. It's pretty good. I don't necessarily see this being like the whole reason to play the deck, but I figured I have it. Might as well give it a try. Shagathar is pretty cool. I like it. I wish it was better. I think it'd be really cool if it had Double Breaker, but also having Double Breaker and Fast Attack on a guy that can give you free cards is also... That might have been a bit too much, but Bottle of Wishes was the thing, so what really are the rules in designing the cards for this game? 3 copies of Terror Pit. I mean, it's Terror Pit. It's really good. And then I'm opting to play 3 copies of Guacamole Gunner. It's basically a root trap with power. So if they If this card's in your shield, it's a shieldless creature, you can play it. You can either choose to leave it out as a body, or by sending it to the graveyard, or by banishing this card from the field, you can target a creature opponent controls and put it in their mana just like a root trap. I'm opting to play Guacamole Gunner because it is a level 8, which gives me a little bit more of a higher roll on those clashes. And I have won several clashes because I've revealed a Guacamole Gunner. So the card's decent. I just wanted to really wanted a reason to play Guacamole Gunner because I think it's funny. But this is more or less the deck. Is the deck any good? I cannot say it's good at all. There's a lot of issues with this deck. Issue 1 being that the power of the deck caps out at 6,000, which does not do much of anything for anyone. The deck is very fun. I will give it that. It is a very fun deck to play. But the fact that it's a deck that revolves on winning clashes and your highest level card is an 8, that kind of sucks. Granted, the clash tactics cards do definitely help, and I've won so many clashes because of that, and they definitely put in the work when they get in there. It's a deck that revolves entirely on luck, which I don't necessarily vibe with. I am working on a version that plays Fire, Nature, and Light, because Tornok is really good, and if you win a clash by revealing a non-evolution creature or a spell, instead of that card going to the bottom of the deck, you get to act. You can just play it for free. So winning a clash with a Tornok by revealing a Haven and then just playing a free Haven or a free Andromeda is just really, really good. You could also reveal a Radiant Purification, which is just a crazy spell that never really saw any play as far as I know. But yeah, this deck is pretty fun. Has a lot of issues. Definitely not the most optimal build for this by any means. But I feel it's a step in the right direction. I really don't know how much better this deck can actually get since the game died, with these being the last support for Void Spawn that we got. But who knows what we could do in the future. Anyway, this was my attempt at making a Void Spawn deck work. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hoping to start making more videos again in the future. Just, life has been crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys soon with even more Kaijudo content.